Speak English with Max and Anna.
Why do so many people constantly interrupt in conversation? We often rush to share our own opinion. In doing so, we completely miss the most important part of real communication. True dialogue hides in the ability to listen and truly hear.
Yes, that's absolutely true. I notice this almost every day at work and with friends. Recently, a colleague was telling me about a difficult project at the office. Instead of listening, I was already planning my own response. In the end, I completely missed the point of his problem.
Hi, everyone! Here we learn English calmly and with pleasure through real conversations and simple psychology. My name is Anna.
And I'm Max. Our format works great for calm, regular learning. You can listen to us on a walk, over coffee, or on your commute. Get comfortable, and let's start today's episode.
Today we'll talk about a rare and valuable skill in any conversation. In today's world, many people want to become brilliant speakers. Everyone wants to talk beautifully and convince other people. But listening and really hearing the other person, few people can do that. This is the foundation of strong friendship, love, and simple respect.
That's a very deep and inspiring thought for all of us. It often seems like a good conversation depends only on nice words. But simple attention to details and other people's emotions changes everything. I can't wait to explore this topic with you.
Let's start with a basic psychological difference. There's a big difference between physical hearing and the skill of listening. Hearing works automatically, as our body's reaction to sound. Your ears pick up street noise, music, or speech. But listening is always a conscious, voluntary choice. It requires your patience, warmth, and full presence.
I agree. These are completely different things at a fundamental level. Physically, our ears are open and catch separate words, but our thoughts at that moment can be far away. So we're present in the room only with our body, not our mind.
That's exactly what usually happens in real life. Imagine a typical situation over a cup of tea in a cafe. You share something personal and important with someone, and your companion keeps looking at their phone screen. They nod formally at your words, but inside, you feel completely alone and unimportant.
Yes, that's an incredibly unpleasant feeling for anyone. In that moment, it feels like your thoughts don't matter at all. You instantly lose the desire to keep sharing your feelings. Real attention to a person is the best form of care.
You've hit exactly on the core of the problem. Listening is a simple way to show someone your attention. It's like telling them without words, "You matter to me." This works in family, at work, and among friends. An attentive listener creates a feeling of calm and safety around them.
So, what usually stops us from being such attentive listeners? Why do we often rush, get impatient, and interrupt other people?
The main reason is our self-focus and our hurry. We want too badly to look smart and experienced. When someone close shares a hard situation, we jump to solutions. We give advice that nobody asked for. But the person only needed simple sympathy.
I often catch myself doing exactly this. When someone close is sad, I instantly become a rescuer. I start making plans and offering solutions. It would be much better to just say, "I'm here, tell me what happened."
Exactly right. Such simple phrases work wonders in communication. Sometimes the best action is to make space for someone else's story. You don't need to fill the whole conversation with yourself and your past experience. It's enough to look someone in the eyes and show real care. Deep trust is born in these honest conversations.
I'm sure this principle also helps with learning languages. When we learn English, we tend to focus only on speaking. Students worry about pronunciation and grammar mistakes in speech. But if you listen carefully to real speech, progress comes much faster. You start to naturally pick up intonation, patterns, and stress.
Great point, Max. Careful listening is active, deep learning. Look at how small children slowly learn to speak. A baby listens closely to parents' voices for many months. They absorb the melody of speech before their first word. That's why in class, I always tell my students to listen more.
Yes, I remember my own experience learning a language well. In the beginning, I could barely connect a few simple words, but I tried to listen to clear recordings by native speakers every day. Slowly, the chaos of sounds turned into clear sentences. Listening comprehension gave me a strong base and confidence.
See how logically this works in our minds. Calm listening develops memory, intuition, and a feel for language. And in normal conversation, the same rule applies. If you learn to pause before answering, your communication reaches a new level. You'll stop rushing and start understanding the other person more deeply.
Take a conscious pause before answering. Sounds simple, but how do you actually do it?
The technique is very simple, and anyone can use it. When the other person finishes speaking, don't rush to answer. Take a calm breath and hold a pause for about 2 seconds. Ask yourself, did I really understand what they meant? This short silence clearly shows the person you respect.
I really like this respectful approach to conversation. Many people fear silence in conversation and find it awkward. But conscious silence can be a sign of maturity and wisdom. It saves us from hasty conclusions and hurt feelings.
Through this careful attention, we build strong social connections. Over time, people forget your exact words and arguments, but they never forget the warmth you gave them. The ability to listen opens the door to people's hearts.
So a good conversation partner doesn't have to talk non-stop. We like people who make us feel interesting ourselves. They ask honest questions, smile, and never rush the conversation.
Absolutely right. A good conversation isn't a competition for attention. It's a shared creation between two people discovering each other. When the need to impress disappears, real closeness appears. Now it's time for our notebook segment. In this part, we highlight 3 important words from today's talk. Max, tell us our first useful word.
Our first word in the notebook today is empathy. Empathy means the ability to understand someone else's emotions and feelings. When we show empathy, we look at things through the other person's eyes.
A beautiful, warm, and very important word. Our second word today is attention. Attention means focusing your mind and heart on the person in front of you. Being attentive means putting your phone away and being fully present.
And our third key word for today is trust. Trust is a feeling of safety, openness, and confidence in someone close. Trust naturally grows where people know how to truly listen.
In our next episode, we'll talk about what really matters in life. Sometimes it's worth stopping and honestly asking yourself that.
That's a topic that will make all of us think. Make sure to join our conversation next time.
This week, we suggest trying a small experiment. During your next conversation, put your phone in your pocket. Look the person in the eyes, listen, and don't interrupt them. You'll be surprised how much the mood of your talk changes.
If this conversation was helpful, please support our project with a like. Tell us in the comments if you think you're a good listener. Make sure to subscribe to Practice English regularly together with us.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Listen to others, keep learning with joy, and discover something new every day. See you soon in our next episode.
Goodbye, dear friends. Good luck with your language learning, and have a great day.
That's it. Recording's off. I'm going to make some coffee. I'm completely out of energy.